Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. Today we're checking out a very rare and exclusive opportunity. This yacht is a one-of-one design. It was designed by Sparkman Stephens and it was built by Albin and it's known as an Albin 46 Tournament Express. At the time of shooting this video, she was up for sale for $319,500 and available for viewing in Jacksonville, Florida. The reason she's a one-of-one design is this was designed to be the showpiece for the production line, but due to the financial crisis of around 2008, this was never fully implemented. So this one is state-of-the-art for its time. It's pod-driven, joystick control, you name it, and she's all in turnkey, ready-to-go condition. She measures in at approximately 46 feet in length. She's around 14.5 beam. She's got a dry weight of 35,000 pounds. And I really like the fact that this one's designed and built that you can enjoy it as somebody that's interested in cruising, as well as somebody that's interested in offshore fishing. It really is the best of both worlds. And speaking of cruising, she's got 250 gallons freshwater tank capacity. She's got 600 gallons fuel tank capacity and 42 gallons holding tank. And I'll show you in closer detail when we're up on the Flybridge, but all the archwork and framework that we have up there, those all can be collapsed, so if bridge clearance is an issue, this one can still be considered. Getting on board is easily done. There's an extended bathing platform, which is also beneficial if you're into swimming and diving. There's even boarding ladders built into this. And then you can see we've got large transom door. There's actually one on either side of the transom, but that way you've got easy access, but you've also got a great way of land and catch if you want to bring anything in offshore. It's a tremendous amount of space in the aft cockpit. Again, you can use this for entertaining and cruising. There's also plenty of room here for fishing. Along the transom, we've got storage, but you could easily use these for bait. They lock securely into place, so that way you don't need to worry about them popping open while the boat's underway. You'll see we've also got rod holders. This one's definitely multi-purpose, but it's certainly got the fishing in mind for out here. You've got a little wash hand basin out here for bait and storage underneath as well. And I like all the finishing touches, like notice the way that the handrail wraps round. I've thought everything through inside and out. There's more storage on the starboard side. And then this one's got a cable master system. And also notice not only the amount of handholds we have, that stylish Albin 46 emblem, but it's got non-slip deck and it works really well. And it's easy to make your way up to the forward section. There's plenty of handrails, there's plenty of width on the deck. We'll get several hatches that open up. There's an electric windlass on the bow, and this can be operated from both the flybridge and the lower helm, as well as being operated at the deck. And look at how big the anchor locker is. There's even a deck wash system in here, but you could easily put some bow lines and fenders in here when they're not in use. As I pan the camera around, she's got a great timeless design. And in my opinion, she does not look or feel like a boat that is over 10 years old. And as we make our way back to the aft cockpit, this one really does have a party piece. Literally a touch of a button, this whole deck area opens up, and that way you've got full access to the engines. Now the engines on board, these are Volvo D6 diesel engines. They produce around 435 horsepower each, and they've got just under 1900 hours on the clock. And as you can see, this one's pod driven, so it's joystick controlled and pod driven. But you've got so much room in here, it is so easy to do any maintenance, any servicing, and if at some point down the road you ever needed to replace the engines, you've got easy access for that as well. It's a fantastic design and layout, and I love the fact that this is all remote controlled so that you can lower and raise that hatch without any issue. And everyone wants to check this one out. When I was stepping on board, we've got an air show this weekend, and they were literally doing a flyover of the marina while I was filming, and I couldn't resist copying that into the video. That sound never gets old. And then as we carry on with the video, if you do think that the outside is impressive, wait until you get to the inside, because this one has got everything you could possibly imagine. But before going there, I want to go to the Flybridge, because I honestly believe you're going to do most of your cruising from up here. It's got such a great design. You've got so much visibility, so much room up here. On the starboard side, we'll have another wash and basin for your drinks and refreshments. We've got plenty of storage up here. We've even got a little fridge and an ice box underneath. And that way everything's close at hand while you're cruising. You see here we've got several seats, and that way your friends and family can join you. There's stereo up here. And then at the helm itself, you'll see this one's got full engine instrumentations, multifunction display, it's got autopilot, it's got your searchlight controls, your VHF, your joystick, rudder angle indicator, and compass, you name it. Everything you could possibly need is all here. And the helm sits pretty far back on the Flybridge, and that way you've got a great view over the aft deck, and that way if you are into offshore fishing, you can keep an eye on everything that's happening back there and keep everything under control. As I mentioned, all the framework for the canopy, this can be collapsed, and that way you can have the bimini top, but you can also lower it completely if you want to do bridge clearance. And then as we step inside, I love the woodwork finish that's in this, but they've also done really well with the way that they've got the contrasting tones with all the different materials. It just feels like such an elegant place to be. You get your two-seater sofa on the starboard side. These are electric reclining sofas. There's great headroom, but there is a solid handrail down the centre line because this is designed for offshore use. On the port side, you've got your TV, but underneath there's storage, and I just wanted to point out like how much documentation is included with this, whether it's service records, maintenance manuals, it's all there because this is an extremely well maintained boat since new. We've got little stools here at the bar for the galley and breakfast area. The helm's to starboard, and the helm seat does rotate. You see there's another fridge and ice box underneath. And just like the Flybridge, this one is fully equipped. You've got your engine controls, your joystick controls, your autopilot, all the engine instrumentation, searchlight, multifunction display, rudder angle indicator, your VHF. There's an intercom system throughout. It's also got a really easy to use breaker panel on the top. And speaking of breaker panel, if we turn around, you'll see that there's more on the side. And that also includes the generator controls, because there is a generator on board. And that generator is a 9 kilowatt Northern Lights lugger generator. It's got approximately 2300 hours on the clock. We've then got the galley, a few steps down on the port side. I liked how much countertop space was here. It's well thought out and designed. 2-burner electric stovetop. You've got a fridge and a freezer. Again, the whole concept being you don't have to rush back into dock for all your supplies. We've got a microwave convection oven. Everything's got storage, drawers, lockers, cabinets, and it's all got that push button mechanism to keep everything safe and secure. Again, a few short steps down, this time on the starboard side, we're going to find a twin berth guest cabin. And as you get a closer view, you can see just how impressive that woodwork is. There's an abundance of storage in here. There's storage between the beds, there's storage underneath the beds. But this one also does have a hanging locker. I like how it's illuminated, but also like how it's got that ventilation in the door. And that way it keeps everything fresh and you don't have that mold dampness smell. And you can access the guest heads compartment direct from this cabin or from the main passageway. But in here you see we've got the separate toilet and shower. Really good headroom in here. Good amount of natural light, and that opens as well, so if you want extra ventilation, especially if you're using that shower. You can see here there is a door in the main passageway that you can access it from. And then on the port side, we have a lot of storage options. If I pop these open, you'll see we've got different shelves and drawers. That way you can stock it all up here. especially for larger things. If you wanted to do, I don't know, blankets, towels, things like that, you get easy access here. It's just a well thought out and laid out boat for its size. It's a shame this wasn't got the full production run, because I honestly think had the market been different, this would have sold in a large quantity. Especially when you walk into the owner's cabin on the bow, look at all those cabinets that we've got that line both the port and starboard side. Large hatch overhead. And the cabin's pretty much symmetrical, but you've got hanging locker space, again with that ventilated door. Get a TV mounted on the bulkhead. There's stereo throughout, so you can see the speakers mounted here. Again, the intercom system, that way you can keep in touch with everybody on board. And there's also storage underneath the bed itself. And as this is the owner's stateroom, this one's going to be fully en suite. And for that extra privacy, and you do have the toilet and shower in here. The shower's got really good headroom. It also has its own dedicated opening hatch, again for ventilation, but it's also got a seat molded into the fiberglass. And plenty of room for your toiletries and personal belongings. I'd like to thank Mark for the opportunity. Come on board, check this one out, especially since it's such a rare opportunity. But I would also like to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so already, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, it really does make a difference. And I'll look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.